Welcome to Summary Secrets, your daily personal growth companion. In today's video, we'll be uncovering the top lessons from How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. If you're ready to unlock the secrets within this book and gain valuable insights, let's dive right in. Lesson 1. The importance of showing genuine interest in others and listening actively to what they have to say. One of the most important skills you can develop is the ability to show genuine interest in others and actively listen to what they have to say. This means putting aside your own thoughts and opinions and truly focusing on the person in front of you. When you do this, you show that you value their thoughts and feelings, and you create a deeper connection with them. For example, imagine you're at a networking event and you meet someone new. Instead of immediately launching into a pitch about yourself, take the time to ask them questions about their work and interests. Listen carefully to their responses and ask follow-up questions to show that you're engaged in the conversation. By doing this, you'll not only learn more about the other person, but you'll also make a positive impression and potentially build a valuable connection. Another example is in a personal relationship. If your partner comes to you with a problem or concern, resist the urge to jump in with solutions or advice. Instead, listen actively to what they're saying and try to understand their perspective. Ask questions to clarify their thoughts and feelings, and show empathy and support. By doing this, you'll strengthen your relationship and build trust and intimacy. Overall, showing genuine interest in others and actively listening to what they have to say is a powerful way to build connections, strengthen relationships, and achieve success in both personal and professional settings. Lesson 2. The power of giving sincere appreciation and praise to others. One of the most powerful ways to influence and win friends is by giving sincere appreciation and praise to others. When you acknowledge someone's efforts or achievements, you make them feel valued and respected. This, in turn, creates a positive and supportive environment that fosters growth and success. To give sincere appreciation and praise, you must be specific and genuine. Instead of saying "good job," try to identify what exactly the person did well and why it mattered. For example, you could say, "I really appreciate the extra effort you put into that project. Your attention to detail and creativity made a huge difference in the final result." It's also important to be timely and consistent with your praise. Don't wait until someone has accomplished something major to acknowledge their efforts. Instead, look for opportunities to give positive feedback on a regular basis. This will help build trust and strengthen your relationships with others. Finally, remember that giving sincere appreciation and praise is not just about making others feel good. It's also about recognizing the value and contributions of those around you. By acknowledging and celebrating the successes of others, you create a culture of positivity and collaboration that benefits everyone involved. Lesson 3. The value of avoiding criticism and instead focusing on finding common ground and offering constructive feedback. When communicating with others, it's important to remember that criticism can often be counterproductive. Instead of focusing on what someone did wrong, try to find common ground and offer constructive feedback. This approach can help build trust and foster a more positive relationship. For example, if you're working on a project with a colleague and you notice they made a mistake, instead of immediately pointing it out, try to find something positive to say first. Maybe you appreciate their attention to detail or their creativity. Then, offer your feedback in a way that is helpful and constructive. Instead of saying "you did this wrong," try saying "have you considered doing it this way instead?" By avoiding criticism and focusing on finding common ground, you can create a more collaborative and productive environment. People are more likely to be receptive to feedback when they feel like you're on their side and genuinely want to help them improve. So, the next time you're in a situation where you need to give feedback, try to approach it from a positive and constructive perspective. You might be surprised at how much more effective your communication can be. Lesson 4. The need to be empathetic and understanding of others' perspectives and feelings. To be successful in any relationship, whether personal or professional, it is important to be empathetic and understanding of others' perspectives and feelings. This means putting yourself in their shoes and trying to see things from their point of view. It also means being aware of their emotions and responding appropriately. For example, if a colleague is upset about a project not going as planned, instead of dismissing their feelings or telling them to get over it, you could acknowledge their frustration and offer to help find a solution. By showing empathy and understanding, you are building trust and strengthening the relationship. Another example is in personal relationships. If your partner is upset about something, it is important to listen to their concerns and validate their feelings. Even if you don't necessarily agree with their perspective, showing empathy and understanding can help them feel heard and valued. Overall, being empathetic and understanding of others' perspectives and feelings is crucial for building strong relationships and achieving success in any area of life. By taking the time to truly listen and understand others, you can create a positive and supportive environment that benefits everyone involved. Lesson 5. The importance of being able to admit when you are wrong and apologize sincerely. Admitting when you are wrong and apologizing sincerely is crucial in building and maintaining relationships. It shows that you are humble, accountable, and respectful of others' feelings. When you make a mistake, it is important to take ownership of it and apologize without making excuses or blaming others. This demonstrates that you value the relationship more than your ego. For example, if you accidentally offend someone, you should acknowledge your mistake and apologize for any harm caused. This can help to repair the relationship and prevent further damage. On the other hand, if you refuse to admit your mistake or apologize insincerely, it can lead to resentment and a breakdown in the relationship. In addition, admitting when you are wrong and apologizing sincerely can also help you to learn and grow. By acknowledging your mistakes, you can reflect on what went wrong and how to avoid similar situations in the future. This can lead to personal and professional development, as well as improved relationships. Overall, being able to admit when you are wrong and apologize sincerely is a valuable skill that can benefit both yourself and those around you. It requires humility, accountability, and respect, and can lead to stronger relationships and personal growth. Lesson 6. The value of using humor and lightheartedness to diffuse tense situations and build rapport. In tense situations, it can be difficult to communicate effectively and build rapport with others. However, using humor and lightheartedness can be a powerful tool to diffuse tension and create a more positive atmosphere. By making a joke or finding a way to lighten the mood, you can help others feel more comfortable and open to communication. For example, imagine you are in a meeting where tensions are running high. One person is getting defensive and the conversation is becoming heated. Instead of escalating the situation, you could make a light-hearted comment or joke to break the tension. This could help everyone relax and refocus on finding a solution to the problem at hand. Humor and lightheartedness can also be used to build rapport with others. When you share a laugh or a funny story with someone, you create a positive connection that can help strengthen your relationship. This can be especially important in professional settings, where building strong relationships can lead to better collaboration and more successful outcomes. Of course, it's important to use humor and lightheartedness appropriately. You don't want to make inappropriate jokes or offend anyone. Instead, focus on finding ways to bring a smile to someone's face and create a more positive atmosphere. With practice, you can become skilled at using humor and lightheartedness to diffuse tense situations and build rapport with others. Lesson 7. The need to be able to communicate clearly and effectively, both verbally and non-verbally. Effective communication is essential in all aspects of life, whether it be personal or professional. It is important to be able to express your thoughts and ideas clearly and concisely, both verbally and non-verbally. Verbal communication involves the use of words, tone, and inflection, while non-verbal communication includes body language, facial expressions, and gestures. To communicate effectively, it is important to be aware of your audience and tailor your message accordingly. For example, if you are speaking to a group of professionals, you may use more technical language and industry-specific terms. On the other hand, if you are speaking to a group of children, you may use simpler language and more visual aids. Nonverbal communication is just as important as verbal communication. Your body language can convey a lot about your thoughts and feelings, even if you are not speaking. For example, crossing your arms may indicate defensiveness or discomfort, while maintaining eye contact can convey confidence and sincerity. In order to improve your communication skills, it is important to practice active listening. This means paying attention to the speaker, asking clarifying questions, and providing feedback. It is also important to be aware of your own biases and assumptions, and to avoid making assumptions about others. Overall, effective communication is essential for building relationships, resolving conflicts, and achieving success in both personal and professional settings. By improving your communication skills, you can become a more effective communicator and achieve your goals more easily. Lesson 8. The power of using stories and examples to illustrate your points and make them more memorable. When you want to make a point, it's important to use stories and examples to illustrate it. This helps your audience understand your message better and makes it more memorable. For example, if you're trying to convince someone to invest in your business, you could tell them a story about how another investor made a lot of money by investing in a similar business. This will help them see the potential for success and make them more likely to invest. Another example is when you're trying to teach someone a new skill. Instead of just telling them what to do, you could show them an example of how it's done. This will help them understand the process better and make it easier for them to remember. Using stories and examples is also a great way to connect with your audience on an emotional level. When you tell a story, people can relate to it and see themselves in the situation. This makes them more invested in what you're saying and more likely to take action. Overall, using stories and examples is a powerful tool for communication. It helps you get your message across more effectively, makes it more memorable, and connects with your audience on an emotional level. So next time you want to make a point, think about how you can use a story or example to illustrate it. Lesson 9. The importance of being able to persuade and influence others without resorting to manipulation or coercion. Being able to persuade and influence others is a valuable skill in both personal and professional relationships. However, it is important to do so without resorting to manipulation or coercion. Manipulation involves using deceitful tactics to get what you want, while coercion involves using force or threats to get someone to comply with your wishes. When you resort to manipulation or coercion, you may get what you want in the short term, but it can damage your relationships in the long term. People will begin to distrust you and may even avoid you altogether. On the other hand, when you persuade and influence others in an honest and respectful way, you build trust and respect, which can lead to stronger relationships and better outcomes. To persuade and influence others without resorting to manipulation or coercion, you need to focus on building rapport and understanding their needs and motivations. This involves active listening, asking questions, and showing empathy. By understanding their perspective, you can tailor your message to resonate with them and address their concerns. For example, if you are trying to persuade a colleague to support your project, you could start by asking them about their priorities and concerns. You could then explain how your project aligns with those priorities and addresses their concerns. By showing that you understand their perspective and are working towards a common goal, you are more likely to persuade them without resorting to manipulation or coercion. In conclusion, being able to persuade and influence others is an important skill, but it is crucial to do so without resorting to manipulation or coercion. By building trust and understanding, you can persuade others in an honest and respectful way, leading to stronger relationships and better outcomes. Lesson 10. The value of continually learning and growing, both personally and professionally, in order to become a more effective communicator and leader. To become a more effective communicator and leader, it is important to continually learn and grow both personally and professionally. This means seeking out new knowledge and skills, as well as reflecting on past experiences to identify areas for improvement. By doing so, you can develop a deeper understanding of yourself and others, and become better equipped to navigate complex interpersonal dynamics. For example, if you are a manager, you might take a course on conflict resolution to improve your ability to handle difficult conversations with employees. Or, You might read books on emotional intelligence to better understand how to communicate with people from different backgrounds and perspectives. By investing in your own growth and development, you can become a more effective leader and inspire others to do the same. It is also important to recognize that growth and learning are ongoing processes. Even if you feel confident in your abilities, there is always room for improvement. By embracing a growth mindset and seeking out new challenges, you can continue to develop your skills and become a more effective communicator and leader over time. Thank you for watching Summary Secrets, your daily personal growth companion. If you found these lessons insightful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more condensed wisdom. Stay tuned daily for more.